everyone, welcome back to Poppin' In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Molly.
And I'm Alexa.
And it's fucking Monday.
You know
Peaky fucking Blinders.
You know what that means. We're back.
We're back.
For a regularly scheduled episode. Also, it's Wednesday when you're listening to this, but
Oh yeah, sorry.
little time travel for you
My
guys.
bad. I always do that.
We're spending a lot of time together recently. Because
We
watched the
are.
movie together Friday.
Yeah, can you guess which movie?
Yeah.
Based on the intro.
And then we're going to see a movie together tomorrow.
We
We're also
are.
together right now.
Okay, I actually keep forgetting we're seeing a movie tomorrow.
Yeah, you keep forgetting. And that's honestly what I'm popping in with this week.
Really?
So I'm going to say something, and I don't want you to be mad at me because I'm not saying this out of spite towards you. But what I'm popping in with this week is the movie Interstellar. Because, and I didn't watch it, so earlier, earlier in the week, Molly had sent a text message saying, she was going to go see the new, Project Hail Mary. You're like, I'm not really into space movies. I actually really didn't like Interstellar. I was like, that's crazy. So I went to go watch The Martian, which is by the same person who did Project Hail Mary.
Right.
Paywall, so naturally I said, okay, I'm pocketing my own $5.
Yeah.
And they suggested Interstellar. And I was like, actually, I don't remember the last time I saw it. So I watched it between, yesterday and today. And I was like, this is, a feat.
It is objectively a great movie.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
I'm not
It
into
is
space
long.
movies. It was long. It was, to me, very boring. I really
Yeah.
don't like space movies. Never saw The Martian, which I know everybody loves, but I just
Yeah.
never saw it. I'm not a huge space movie.
I
Gravity
saw-
was okay.
Gravity was okay.
Yeah.
I saw The Martian. I remember nothing about it, which was why I was like, I kind of want to watch it again. I like these individual space movies. I'm not big into, the Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever. But I like the ones, I think it's fascinating to hear, the science behind it. Even if it's, I know it's a movie and it's fictional, but it's usually they've done the research and it's based off of things. It's crazy to me to think about the fact that, we started going to space, less than 100 years ago. And, we're pretty good at going into space now. That
Yeah.
is something that is so insane to me. But anyways, that movie, just the cinema of it, just seeing how they crazy.
It's definitely it's a success. I don't know. It's an achievement, but I've never been into it.
But I didn't want you to think I watched it to spite you. I was trying to actively watch something else.
Yeah,
suggested this.
right after I just said, I don't care for Interstellar.
Yeah.
It's Matthew's favorite movie. Or it's one of his favorite movies.
Him and Timothée Chalamet.
I always forget that he's in it. That's crazy.
I thought it was
Was
crazy.
it his first movie?
I think so. I always thought it was crazy that, Kylie Jenner, took him for his birthday to go see it recently.
I know.
But now I'm, he's actually not in it that much, so I guess it's, not that crazy.
It could be your favorite movie, because you're not in it a lot.
It's tough if you're in a bunch of Christopher Nolan movies, and it's I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty good movie. I just happen to be in it.
If you're in a bunch of Christopher Nolan movies?
Or, big movies. He's in, this and, Dune. He's in a bunch of things that are,
a Christopher Nolan movie.
Okay, but do you know what I mean? Where it's I've got a repertoire.
Yeah, then it's hard to be
what
exactly.
does Leonardo DiCaprio watch? He's God, I love Titanic.
He likes I know he likes Euphoria.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, what are you popping with this week?
What am I popping in with this week? I think I'm popping in with Peaky Blinders.
Okay. That's fair.
As a show.
Okay. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
As an idea.
Yes. I couldn't tell when we finished the movie.
We didn't talk about it, actually. I think you got up and left.
Yeah, I think we were both, very tired.
My phone just alerted me to my heart rate.
Oh.
I feel fine.
Oh, my God. I know I'm really pretty, but just, relax.
I'm now I'm stressed.
Yeah. It's Peaky Blinders.
If I talk about Cillian Murphy, my heart, it goes crazy. So let's talk about Peaky Blinders, the Immortal Man.
Yes.
Okay, so we had a little watch party on Friday night to watch this movie, and Alexa made little Tommy Bahamas. Is it Tommy Bahamas or Tommy Bahamies?
So Tommy Bahama is a brand, but I called it Tommy Bahamies.
Oh my God, this whole
Peaky
time I thought it was a
Blinders.
type of drink. Is it not?
I think it's just a brand.
It is, but
a clothing brand.
Why did I also think it was a
drink.
coconut rum drink?
It sounds like it would be. I'm sure
it
it is
sounds
somewhere.
like it would be.
This also was a coconut rum drink.
So you made a really good one. You kind of created it, actually.
Yeah.
But it's cute.
Like, we were like, oh, we should drink whiskey because it's Peaky Blinders, but we don't like whiskey.
Yeah.
So I did coconut rum. I got some sweet tea because I was like, that'll make it look like whiskey.
Yes.
And some pineapple juice.
Yes.
And I was like, let's see what happens.
Took out my whiskey glasses.
Yeah.
We had ourselves a little night.
Yeah, we did.
And we watched, it was a good length. It was an hour and a half, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like an episode almost.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So one thing I want to start out by asking you about this movie.
Okay.
So, okay, Cillian Murphy, when he was talking about it, he kept saying, this is a movie for the fans. I can't do an Irish accent. I'm sorry.
Like, okay.
I did somehow a Southern accent. That was really weird.
It sounded good, though.
For the fan.
You're almost there. The 4 was good.
It's the R that I'm trying to hit. Okay.
That's the hard part.
So he kept saying that it was for the fans, and it's like I guess he was saying it's a love letter to the fans. And I'm curious, did you think it was?
I think the way he's saying that, yes. I think it's like the fans would want a Peaky Blinders movie, so we made one.
It's like, it very much felt like Here Damn vibes.
Yeah, like, okay, we've got him on a horse. We see the garrison. We're getting flashbacks to a bunch of stuff from this like show or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, I've probably talked about on the show before, and as you know, I am, like, as someone who's watched Peaky Blinders at least 6 times all the way through, and that's not an exaggeration. Wow. Yeah, it's, for some reason, the show has always been a comfort show to me since I watched it. Like, it's like that in succession, I will do random rewatches of and like fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't think Peaky Blinders is a good show to fall asleep to, but something about the lighting or something.
I think it's probably because it's high drama that you already know the outcome to.
Exactly. But there's a lot of like fighting. It's loud, but it doesn't feel loud when I'm falling asleep to it. So I've watched it over and over again, and I will say this. I didn't dislike it, but I was a little disappointed.
I'll just be honest, I was just bored by it. Like, I was just kind of like, the plot wasn't really, like, enticing me. It wasn't there for me. And I think, like, you made a really good point when we were watching it. And it's, I think, a huge, like, mistake, and I don't know how they would correct this, but, like, most of the characters from the show are dead by this point.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't really have a lot of characters that we're invested in besides Tommy and Ada, who... Well,
okay, and we're probably gonna be getting into some spoilers while we're talking about this, so if you haven't seen this movie yet, just skip this part. We post the timestamps in the episode description as well as on our Instagram stories at Poppin' In Podcast.
Right.
Spoilers.
Ada dies, like, almost like, I don't know, she's like
a
third of the
half
way
an hour, or an hour into the movie.
So that's like already a character that we're invested in gone. So now it's basically just Tommy. And then we have a son who was played by a different actor and was only like kind of barely in season 6.
Yes.
That relationship really fell flat for me. And that's I think the biggest disappointment, where I'm like, okay, if you're going to have all these like new characters, new plot, we're 6 years in the advance, I'm like, you could really do something interesting with this, like, apple doesn't fall far from the tree type of trope. But they just, like, didn't. Like, even, so Duke is his son. Even his characters, like, changed throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Felt not authentic. Like, it was just, I don't know.
I know. And I think, and I say, like, oh, it was a good length for a movie, but it really could have used, like, 2 or 2.5 hours if we really wanted to get into it. But I'll kind of, just for some, like, background, obviously, we're talking about Peaky Blinders movie, it's titled The Immortal Man.
Yeah.
And it's obviously based on the period crime drama that everybody loves, Peaky Blinders, which was created by Stephen Knight, and so this movie was written by him. And it stars Cillian Murphy as Tommy Shelby, the leader of a gang in Birmingham after the First World War. That's what the show's about. And so the show starts out in 1919. It kind of stretches over a period of years until the series ends in season 6, set in the early 1930s during the rise of fascism. And so season 6 was always my least favorite season, but it was still good. Like, as I've rewatched it 6 times, I'm seeing more and more that it is actually a good season. I just think it kind of loses its momentum a little bit. But the problem with the season is, like, multiple beloved characters are gone.
Yeah.
John, who was one of my favorite characters, his brother John, but also Aunt Polly, which couldn't be helped because Helen McCrory sadly passed away before that season began filming. Yeah. So overall, I would say, like, the show gave what I thought was a really beautiful send-off to Tommy Shelby. Like, it was, I guess it was meant to be continued, but, like, to me, I saw it as sort of, like, just, like, a hopeful, ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
Of him, like, riding off on his white horse to, like, this beautiful rendition of All the Tired Horses by Lisa O'Neill, which is on my Sad Girl playlist.
Aww.
But it felt very complete to me.
Yeah.
Even if it was, like, ambiguous. It felt complete. And so when they were making a movie, like, I was happy, but I also kind of was like, why?
Yeah.
And so the movie came out in theaters earlier this month, but it came to Netflix this past Friday. And so I do overall have, like, very mixed feelings about it, because I was somewhat excited to see Tommy come back and put that suit on, even though it was, like, kind of out of style.
Yeah.
And it also just, like, to me, it just didn't feel super needed, and it was also missing so many characters.
Yes, and I was reading this review, I can't remember where it was, but they pointed out, like, what also really makes, like, the original run of Peaky Blinders really strong is the female characters.
Yes.
Like, they write them really well. And the only female character we get is Rebecca Ferguson's, like, I don't know, psychic twin acting or whatever that she's doing, where she's very annoying.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, again, not a character that it's like we have any history or depth with.
I saw a tweet that was like, she's the epitome of this could have been an email.
Yes, exactly. And so, like, that's pretty much the only female character, I think.
Yeah,
besides
and Ada, who dies.
Yeah.
And that felt super unnecessary to me. And so, just for, like, a little bit of context, so the movie takes place in 1940. It's during World War II, war-torn Britain, and it takes place 4 years after the series ended, which kind of surprised me a little bit, because
I think it's 6 years after it ended.
Okay, 4 to 6. It felt like it was almost like 10 or something, because, like, Tommy seemed really old. Like, he had gray hair. I mean, Killian has gray hair in real life, but, like, I'm just saying, like, he just seemed, like, a lot older, and he looked more like a spy than a person from the 40s.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. But he's living in this isolated mansion, secluded, and only he Johnny Dogs does come back, but, like, that's fine. Like, he's a good character, but I wasn't like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like, and he comes back, and he visits him, and basically, like, takes care of him, like, is still his, like, loyal sidekick. And Tommy is writing his memoir, which is basically about his life, and he's still grieving the loss of his daughter Ruby, as well as his brother Arthur, who is also dead.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, so the actor, I think his name is Paul Anderson, played Arthur. He apparently, I didn't know this actually until recently, but he struggled with addiction, I think, during the last season of Peaky Blinders, and I think he's just continuously maybe been struggling with it.
Yeah.
And so apparently that was the reason he was not included in the movie.
But, like,
So they killed him off?
Yes, the way they killed him doesn't make sense. It's like, it didn't feel, because the way they killed him was Tommy was like, we got into this huge argument. I was tired of his antics, basically, and so then he strangled him. And it's like,
what?
Original Tommy would not do that.
I saw a thing where it was maybe like that was his guilt, and he just felt like that was what he did, but I don't know. Like, or maybe it was his memory. He's not, like, a reliable narrator, and so he remembered. That's how he remembered it. But I don't know. I don't. That's not.
I feel like
how
that's
it
people
seemed to
giving
me.
a little too much credit to, like,
because
like,
at first it was like, oh, he was paranoid and he shot himself or something.
Yeah.
Like, he was having an opioid, like, freak out. I don't know. And then it was later revealed that Tommy actually killed him.
Right.
But that's so uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah.
And they were such a, like, they had a complicated relationship, but, like, I just don't see Tommy killing his brother.
Right. And I think it's supposed to be, like, a play on, like, his son is, like, you know, like, his son's, like, running Peaky Blinders now, and he's, like, apparently horrible, and he's like, but I don't kill my kin. But Tommy did.
Okay.
So I think, like, it's supposed to be like, oh, okay, maybe, like, the son's doing a little bit better than the father, but it's not really. And also, I saw this thing, they were like, it's crazy. Like Lizzie wasn't in it, obviously. No. They didn't even mention her.
Her
name,
and
he has, like, a child with her. And
I think they might have mentioned that son once.
Yeah.
He talked about Ruby a lot.
Yeah.
Who died. But the other, like, kind of plot of this is basically, so Ada in the beginning comes to him with news that Duke, again, his son, who is now he was originally played by Conrad Can in the show, but he is now played by Barry Keoghan, who is great. No matter what people say about him, I love Barry Keoghan. I've always thought he's an amazing actor. And if there was somebody who would play Cillian Murphy's adult son, it would be Barry. Like, I think he, fits. Like, I think he was really fitting for the role. Just the problem is, like you were saying, it's confusing to introduce this character and make him the main
emotional, like, driving factor.
Exactly.
And plot factor.
And he goes through such a change so quickly that it doesn't even make any sense. So he's in the beginning, he's now running the Peaky Blinders, and he's running it, like, badly. Like, he's kind of like the vibe is just different with him. And so Ada's basically telling Tommy, like, you need to come back. All this is happening. And also, so there's, like, the whole thing with Barry's character, with Duke, he's, like, involved in this Nazi scheme.
Yeah.
And he's joining forces with this Nazi agent who's played by Tim Roth. And so there's just, like, so that's interesting. That actually was interesting. It just was, again, who are you? Like, we don't...
Yeah, why do we care about this?
Yes.
Like, it's... And I saw a lot of people saying that Tim Roth was really poorly cast for the role, which is interesting. I thought he was fine.
I really like Tim Roth. I just didn't think about him enough. Like, he wasn't... It wasn't that he was poorly cast. I just didn't think the character was...
Yeah. I don't think any of the characters were doing enough.
No.
Really, except for maybe Tommy. But even that, I was kind of like... I don't know. He doesn't seem that different than he was in, like, 6 years has passed. It doesn't seem like he's really changed that much at all.
Well, I think he did in the fact that, like, it didn't really feel like him. Well, it did, but he also, I mean, Ada dies. He doesn't have much of a strong reaction to it that he would have if it had happened on the show.
Right.
You know?
I just think, like, there's not enough left of the show for us to care about besides, like, here's the garrison. And there's a lot of, like, flashbacks to things, and he's being haunted by internal ghosts where it's just, like, you're relying on a lot of fan service here to get you to the finish line.
But it's interesting because I didn't think it was very fan servicey at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's why, and back to your point about Lizzie, you're right. Lizzie's never mentioned. And it's one thing to not be in it, but and I never felt like Tommy really loved Lizzie anyway. I don't think he did not respect her. He, like, loved Grace. Yeah. But here's the thing. So this is what's confusing. It's like, so we were talking about Rebecca Ferguson's character. She comes in, again, she's the twin sister of Duke's mother, who is introduced in the 6th season. They do mention her because obviously that's how he finds out about Duke. Mm-hmm. They're acting like this is the love of his life. Yeah. And
they start sleeping together, which I'm like, this is strange.
Well, yeah. So Rebecca Ferguson, because she can kind of, like, she has...
she's psychic.
Yeah, she's psychic, and she claims to speak to people from beyond the grave. So she goes, like, in and out of her, like, sister, like, character or whatever. And so... they're acting like this...
What did we keep calling her? We were like, there's your aunt,
There's
Mom.
your Aunt Mom.
Like,
yeah, it was so weird. Yeah. And so then, again, like, he does mention Grace, or they show flashbacks to her, but it's like, who is this woman? Like, we don't know her. We don't care about her.
They at least, like, showed a flashback to Grace. Like, Lizzie's photo wasn't even in his, like, funeral photo procession thing. Yeah. They don't mention her at all. And maybe, I think he did love her in a way, but at the very least, they were together for a while. So it's like, you're not even she doesn't even get mentioned.
You're not going to ask what she's doing.
She's off with your child. Yeah. Like, you don't mention, they didn't mention the other child really either.
You know what shook me was seeing Carl, Ada's son, because he's with her when she gets shot, which also would have been an interesting storyline, seeing this, like, because he was named after Karl Marx. Yeah. Like, it just would have been an interesting storyline. I don't know. There was just so much more they could have done. But, and what I was going to say was Carl's, like, in his 20s now or something. Yeah. Like, and so I'm sure his other son is even older, is older too. But go ahead.
They spent so much of the movie with Cillian Murphy in this abandoned house being haunted by his own ghosts. And at a certain point, I was like, when are him and Duke gonna, like, be together? Like, when are these two storylines gonna come together? I was like, this is taking forever for these two storylines to come together. Yeah. You know, like, it was, like, multiple people being like, I think you should come check on Duke. Yeah. I think you should come do this. I'm like, I think...
Then he confronts him in a pig pen, which was gross.
Yeah. Yeah, you were not...
I was not vibing with those pig
They got a lot of use out of those pig actors.
They showed so many scenes with these pigs. Yeah. And the worst part is, you know what happens on a pig farm, and they show it. Yeah. He feeds, like, a body to the pigs.
I was going to say, a lot of things happen on a pig farm.
Okay, well, and there's captions, and it says, pigs munching. Yeah. And they showed it. I didn't like it. Yeah. Anyway, I I just think, it's fun to see. It's like Tommy was called back into action. And he's back in the game and he's wearing his little suit. But it was really cringe because he goes back to the garrison and there's this really cringy scene where they're like, all the, they were like soldiers in there and none of them know who Tommy Shelby is. Or some of them do.
Yeah.
But like one guy doesn't.
He's like, who is Tommy fucking Shelby?
Yeah, and then Tommy's like, is someone else gonna tell? Like, stop it.
Yeah.
It was really cringy. I thought that scene was, but.
And the thing is, he had a gun to his face, and like Tommy Shelby wasn't moving, and I was like, okay, well, he could just shoot you. Like he literally could.
He's not. He's the Immortal Man.
Yeah.
But what got me in that scene was he puts a grenade on him, and then the guy runs out of the bar and then blows up. Why not just stay in the bar and blow up everyone?
I guess, I don't know. Maybe he's panicked. I don't know.
He must, Anyway, that was stupid to me.
And also, how would Tommy know that he's gonna run out of the bar? Like,
right. You were inside.
Yeah.
Those are just little things. But I will say, so there's one really scene that did the most impactful, touching scene in the whole movie, I thought, was at the very end. So, because the whole movie, it's like, and kind of throughout the shows with like, Tommy wants to die. Like, he's like, literally everyone's dead. Yeah. All of his family, now Ada's dead too. Like, all of his family is dead. And his one thing, he's like, I want to die, yet everyone else is like, I keep being alive and everyone else around me is dying.
Foiled again.
Yeah. And so at the end, he does, I can't even remember actually how, but Duke shoots him. Like, he tells Duke to kill him.
Yeah, he's already been shot a couple times, and then he's like, just basically like,
so Duke has has the bullet. And there was this, so he is dying, and there's this quiet, like, flashback of, like, not flashback, but it's like he's seeing all of his, the people, like Grace, Ruby, Arthur, Polly, like, literally everyone. Because everyone died. Yeah. And that, I thought that scene was beautiful. And then, so Tommy dies at the end.
It was beautiful until his last words were, in the bleak midwinter. And I was like, I think we've overused this a little too much. It's a little overkill.
Because would that be your last words? I don't know.
Yeah. But I thought that was good, too. I actually think it was a better ending than the original run. Because I'm like,
really?
You kind of have to kill him because everyone else has died, and if he's just out there, then it's always like, I wonder what he's doing. So, like, the only fitting in for him, I think, is death.
I know, but that's what I have said this a lot. I really love ambiguity at the end of a series. And that's why I loved the show ending. That's why I just didn't feel, I'm not mad that we have this movie because I'm obviously happy to see Tommy, but even though there was like no other characters, but I was kind of like, I don't know if it was needed.
I think, like, the reason they did it, I was listening to an interview earlier today, and Cillian Murphy was basically saying they had planned to do a season 7, but then COVID happened, and so they couldn't. So then I think they took, like, whatever ideas and stuff they had for season 7, and they were putting it into this movie.
Well, COVID happened when they were doing season 6.
But I think, like, they didn't, like, something about it, like, they weren't able to, like, continue on with a season 7 or something. I don't know, that's just what he was saying.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yes, he did, like, death is, like, really the only, and I think we kind of knew, like, he'd probably die at the end of this movie. But I do agree with you at the same time that I would say the movie felt almost like an empty shell because it was only Tommy. You're not seeing all these characters that you love. I would have loved to have seen Arthur, and I'm sad that, that actor's going through what he's going through. But, like, I would have loved to have seen Arthur. I would have loved to, there were no characters left.
There's nothing to emotionally tie us to it except for Tommy, who's, I'll be honest, just kind of, like, doing the same thing he's always done, so it's, like, kind of not that interesting. I did think the final scene of, like, his, like, they do the little, like, wagon and they set it on fire and they have, like, the, all the photos around him and they did, like, a pan. I liked that.
But it was sad because, and even when he was dying, I was going to say this too, like, when he was dying, it just felt sad because no one was there. Like, it'd be more touching if there were other people, but, like, it was, like, Johnny Dogs and Duke, who we barely know. I just felt like, and then this Nazi, I just felt like it was a weird, Stephen Graham was there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and he was in one episode of the whole show. Yeah. I'm like, I like him, but why do we have to bring him back? So, like, it felt like very, like, oh, like, no one's left.
Yeah.
So who's going to be emotionally impacted by Tommy's death?
Maybe that's the point, though. Like, he's lived this kind of, like, gangster-esque life, and everyone he loved has died, so that's it. That's what happens when you're the last one left.
I guess so.
Just sad.
It was sad.
Yeah. But, I mean, we had a good time.
We had a good time. I did not hate the movie. You know, I'll probably, like, watch the show again and watch the movie with it. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't hate it. But I just...
See, and I feel the opposite, where I'm like, I think about Gilmore Girls and how much I really loved it and how much I hated A Year in the Life, and now I, like, can't watch... ruined it? Yeah, I can't watch the regular run without being like, well, this is where it goes.
It will be hard to rewatch the show for a while, because I'm like, oh, well, now I know Tommy's dead. Like, yeah. But, that being said, I probably will. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we get to our question of the week?
Yeah, that's fine.
As always, if you want to answer our question of the week, we post it every week on our Instagram at Poppin' In Podcast. Follow us and let us know what you think. But this week we asked, what TV show would you want to see, like, a movie spinoff of?
Yes. Do you have an answer?
So the thing is, it's tough because the answer I want to give already has a spinoff. It's Outlander.
Wait, hold on. The question, I thought it was movie.
It is, but like,
okay, got
like
it.
Outlander already has like a show spinoff.
Right, so
should it have like?
Well, you don't
movie?
know how the show will end.
True, it's on right now. I need to update my Star subscription. I haven't been able to watch it.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
Don't tell your mom; she's probably listening. But
then you can't go and see that fashion. You're not invited.
I gotta update my subscription. I don't know what happened, but I would probably say that because I think like it would be interesting where, you know, there's enough characters that you're invested in that hopefully, like, are alive at the end of the series that would be interesting. Like, Downton Abbey, I think, like, was good because it was like, okay, we can continue this to a movie.
No one died. Well, a couple people died, but...
Yeah. What about you?
So I don't really want this. Like, again, this is what I mean with, like, Peaky Blinders. Like, I don't want this, but if I had to answer it...
Okay.
Succession.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just want to see where they are now. Like, I'd love... And I think it would, if they did... I was actually thinking about this the other day, probably while we were watching this movie, but I was thinking, like, if they did write a movie, like, if Jesse Armstrong wrote a Succession movie, I think it would be good, because he's writing it. Like, I don't think he would do a bad job. I just don't think... I'm sure the actors wouldn't want to do it. Like, I don't think it would be a good idea, but I am curious where they all are.
Yeah, because I feel like this, like, what we have now is, like, kind of immaculate, you know? So it's
it is immaculate, but it ends so...
ambiguously.
Yeah, and also sad. Like, so I just would be curious. Like, I'd love to see how Tom's doing as... You know what I mean? Like, I just am more curious, but I don't want it.
Yeah.
You know what I think about sometimes is that, you know, Breaking Bad randomly came out with a movie that they didn't even tell anyone about.
I didn't know that. That's
really
crazy. I mean, I didn't watch the show.
Yeah. But it didn't get like a ton of like. It came out on Netflix. It was called El Camino. It's about Jesse, which means nothing to you, but
I know who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it randomly just like came out on Netflix one day. They did no like marketing for it. It just like was a little surprise.
I'm always surprised they didn't do a Game of Thrones movie instead of like another 2 shows. I guess they can get more out of it. Because here's the thing. I think they do movies for stuff where it's like it is a big thing, but they know like it's gonna fall off eventually. Like if we did another 4 seasons of Peaky Blinders, it wouldn't have like people wouldn't be as invested for 4 more seasons. Whereas Game of Thrones, I think they were like people will watch anything about it. And it's world building. It's not as character based, I think. I mean,
right. I just would. That'd be weird. To me, it would be weird to think of them making a movie out of.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think Thing is, I'm really tired of people telling me to watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm sure. I know it's good, but for some reason, it's everyone telling me to watch it is making me not want to watch it.
I just couldn't watch it past that one scene where he shits behind a tree, and I was like, this is not funny to me. But
that's the first scene, isn't it? So you didn't
watch
anything past?
And I was like, this is not my humor. So, but everyone tells me I need to keep on keeping on. So, did you watch a Heated Rivalry movie?
Well, the show's still on, so I don't think so.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if it wasn't.
I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, I'm just curious.
Like, I would watch any movie on a show that I like, but so
Yeah.
that's not one that I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
too.
Exciting.
What was your answer again?
Outlander.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Well, on to another show.
God.
So this, I'm assuming by that reaction, you've heard of the Taylor Frankie Paul. What a name.
Wild name.
TFP drama.
Taylor Frankie Paul. Yes.
Yeah. So if you don't know, she is one of the stars of The Secret Lives of Mormon Lives on Hulu, which I think they're on their 3rd season right now. But she also got picked up for The Bachelorette, which is interesting because The Bachelorette and The Bachelor have had like really bad ratings the past few years. So I think they were kind of doing this to be like, okay, we need to inject some interest into this show.
Yeah.
And people were kind of excited about the season, but there was already like some controversy because she is kind of like on and off with
Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota Mortensen. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. And so people were saying kind of like, okay, well, why is she being the Bachelorette? She's in an on and off relationship with this person. Like, she can't be emotionally invested, so what's the fun in this? And really, I think it's just to, like, get these, like, I think they're trying to do almost like a, you know how Traders is, like, the cinematic universe of Peacock? I'm like, I think they're, like, Disney Hulu is like, hey, we're gonna boost the ratings of this one thing because of the popularity of the other. Yeah. So already, like, that was kind of, like, iffy. But it was about to premiere last week, and 3 days before the premiere, they came out and said, hey, we are not gonna be showing this season, for now at least. They didn't say it would be canceled forever. I thought the for now was interesting.
How do they do that when it's like it's on TV? Like, how do you just cancel?
It's pre-recorded.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, how? So what are they going to put in its place?
I don't know. I don't think like they've really figured it out yet.
So weird.
Yeah, but it's because she was TMZ released a video of a domestic violence situation between her and Dakota from 2023. And when I first heard this, I was like, okay, like, we knew the first episode of Mormon Wives that she was like is about her getting arrested for domestic violence, I think, from this incident. Yeah. But I think what had happened was, I didn't realize, was this is not what the video is of, but they are currently under investigation, Taylor and her boyfriend or whatever person, Dakota, Taylor and Dakota, for another domestic violence incident that happened after, like, it was after filming wrapped for The Bachelorette, but it was during the current season of Mormon Wives filming. Right. So the video is not from that, but it's kind of like people, I think, are upset because she's already in, like, another domestic violence situation.
And no one had seen this video before.
Yes, and that was another thing, is, like, the Disney reps, like, said, they were like, we did know about, like, her history, but we hadn't seen the video, which is kind of problematic it totally is. Of itself.
It's so fake.
It is, and it's also fake because they've had, on The Bachelor and stuff, other contestants that have had, you know, it's come out that, like, oh, they have, like, stalking incidents, or they've been arrested for whatever. And so I think, like, it's just interesting to be like, oh, we didn't see it before, so we didn't know. And it's like, well, now that you've seen the video, and have you seen the video?
So she's throwing something at him, right?
She is she has him in the head, what do you call it, a headlock?
What?
At first, and then she's throwing metal chairs at him, and he's recording it. Yeah. I will say, however, I do feel suspicious of people who are, like, recording an incident because you're not seeing anything that happened before that. Mm-hmm. So you're only
sometimes it's its own form of domestic abuse.
Yeah, and I watched the first season of Mormon Wives. I haven't, like, kept up with it, but I do know there is some kind of, like, toxic, like, back and forth between the two of them. But so for the original like, domestic violence charge, she was charged with aggravated assault and domestic violence in the presence of a child, because in the video you can hear him saying, he's like, he's like, your daughter is like watching this, your daughter's seeing this, and you can hear a child crying, which is sad.
Yeah.
But then, so she completed a parenting course, and she reached a deal where she pleaded guilty to 1 count of aggravated assault and a 3rd-degree felony, and had the other charges dismissed. So that's for what happened in 2023. Now, what currently happened is like still ongoing. I don't really know, like, there's not a video released of that or anything. But I think it's just interesting. Also, nobody knows who leaked the video, but I think that's actually...
Wouldn't it have been Dakota who sent it to TMZ, probably?
But it's not confirmed. Then people were thinking it was like this other woman, but people were comparing it to... Do you remember when I was telling you about Tell Me Lies, and how the like toxic boyfriend had the girl record that video and he kept it for years to release it? Like, they were like, him and Steven are like on the same level or whatever.
And that's what I was trying to say earlier. I mean, it could be a thing where when someone's filming, it's like sometimes it's like, oh, they've done it. The person has done this enough that they're like, I need to start recording this.
Yeah.
Or it can sometimes be a manipulation, a gaslighting thing where, So I'm wary of that as well.
Yes. I think it's like a little bit of both. And I also think it's just ABC is so weird in that like 2 days before this happened, Taylor Frankie Paul... Did I just say her whole name the whole time? Whatever.
Just say Taylor, I guess.
Taylor, yeah. She was on a talk show, and they asked her about, like, the domestic violence, because it's not, like, a secret. People knew about this new charge as well, and she was like, I think, like, that's something I'm going to address when it's, like, the right time or whatever. So the thing is, they knew about it. It's, like, the video being resurfaced or whatever. They're just, like, oh, now we're going to pull it. Now it's bad.
And also how nasty, I'm not defending her, but just like how nasty to release a video when someone's...
Yeah.
Like the season's about to come out and it's like, now's the time that you release the video.
To the 30-mile zone. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so not only did they pull The Bachelorette, they've also suspended production on Mormon Wives. And not only that, all the Mormon Wives were dropped by Cinnabon. All of them. They were like, never mind, we're backing
Why
up.
all of them?
I know. I was like, they don't deserve that. And I think like already it's interesting. I actually thought it was interesting that they chose this person, like Taylor, for The Bachelorette, because she kind of is an emotionally distant person on the show a little bit. Yeah. She's like kind of interesting. But there's also other single people on the show.
Shout out Hannah. She was telling me yesterday that she was like, I think they could have done like Miranda. Is that somebody?
Yeah,
because she's single, I guess. And
yeah, but I think Taylor Frankie Paul is like the big, not the ringleader, but she's the one who really like started. Like, she's the one who started the swinging thing.
It's just weird to have. I feel like they shouldn't have famous people be the Bachelorette or the Bachelor. Like that seems weird to me.
Well, I don't think they even do the Bachelor anymore right now. I think like the ratings and interest was so low because everyone has like Love Is Blind and Love Island.
But what's the difference between that and the Bachelorette?
I mean, there is a difference like in the format of the show, but I think if people are going, they're like, for their dating reality TV shows, they're going more to that newer stuff. Like they're like going back to The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, or whatever.
Oh, you're saying both. No, I thought you were saying there is no The Bachelor anymore. And I was like, well, why is that different from Love Island?
Well, I think, like, Love Island draws in more viewers. It's drawing in... Because I think, like, it's new IP. It's a different format. It's not just one person with, like, 20 guys or 20 girls or whatever. It's, like, a bunch of different people.
Wait, but, okay, so are you saying that they don't have The Bachelor anymore, specifically?
Yeah, I think they have, like, stopped doing the past couple seasons because streaming and interest was so low.
But why do they have The Bachelorette?
I think they just brought it back because they were like,
okay.
Taylor Frankie Paul will bring in the audience.
Got it. Okay.
And some people are speculating because, again, the way that like ABC, Disney, they were like, we are not going to continue with it for now.
I think it's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
I actually think they will because now people will really watch it.
Yeah, and also it's like 2 huge shows that they've invested so much money into. Like Disney had to like purchase the rights and stuff for The Bachelorette, like to stream whatever. And then also Mormon Wives is like one of the biggest shows on Hulu. It's like they can't.
A part of me thinks it's a marketing strategy.
Yes. And again, people are like, why are we holding her to this standard? We're not holding other people. Like, what's his face was on Traitors this past season, and he, I think, had been on The Bachelor and he is gay now,
but he was like stalking a girl before, right? Yeah.
And multiple people on The Bachelor have restraining orders against them.
Really?
Like, when I was reading this, it was at least like 4 or 5 people in the most recent seasons.
I think it's so crazy. It feels like, it feels very witch hunty then. I don't know. I think there's something just awful. I've been kind of reading, like, just seeing all the new information of, like, what they're doing now to her, like, how they're taking action now against her. At one point, I heard that they were going to make her pay back all the money.
What?
I don't know. And that was just, like, one thing I saw. Then I saw that the guys on The Bachelorette were going to try to sue Disney for putting them in an unsafe situation. I'm like, was she going to take down 30 men? Like, what are you talking about?
And what's crazy to me is, like, once again...
Not that domestic violence can't happen. I'm just saying, like, that just seems... It just felt very, like, witch hunty to me to do all this stuff now.
It all feels very fake because, once again, this is not news. Like, this Mormon Wives show, the first episode is, like, about the domestic violence thing that she was involved in, and then also, like, they knew about this most recent one,
and her kid is now, like, gonna possibly be taken away. I just am like, what do you think she's like again, I'm not totally defending her, but what do you think her life is like right now?
She did post a TikTok I saw where it was like she was doing like like a thing where she was like, I don't know what the sound was, but the caption was basically like, this is not something I'm like, this is not new to me. I'm used to people, like, giving me hate on the internet. Go ahead and comment whatever you want.
This is a little bit more than that. Your whole career is, like, ruined.
Yeah. Whatever the career was. But, yeah. I mean...
That's not, like, hate. That's, like, your life is kind of ruined.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm like, is it? Or, it's interesting when I watched, like, TikTok perspectives. And from a lot of women, it's interesting. I was seeing a lot of, like, defense of her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I wonder if this will actually kind of escalate her.
She'll bounce back.
Yeah, she
will. That's how it always is. But
and so I think they're gonna release it. I think they're gonna release the season because they're losing so much money. I mean, they're obviously gonna continue with Mormon Wives. And there was something apparently like on the last season of Mormon Wives, there was a cliffhanger where Taylor was like said she maybe is pregnant with Dakota's kid or something. So then people were like, why is she the Bachelorette? Like, is she with this guy or not? Like, what's going on? So I just think, I don't know.
It's this kind of stuff, like, sometimes I feel I'm like, oh, I should be more invested in things like Love Island or Mormon Wives. But then I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I just don't. I hear all this and I'm like, I'm good not knowing who these people are.
I think, like, when I did Love Island... when I was on in the villa, when I watched it, it's fun in the moment, like these reality shows, to like watch it with people. But then afterwards, like I saw like the most recent Love Island winner, she was doing an interview, and I was like, I don't care about this person anymore. Like, we're on to the next thing.
There's so much to it. It just seems it's like overwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, I know almost all of this information and I'm like, I don't know her.
Yeah. I did see, this made me not laugh, but I was like, was a little like TikTok where this one was like, oh, we're canceling The Bachelorette because of domestic violence. We haven't canceled football season, have we? And I was like, let's let that sink in.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's what's going on there. We'll see what happens. I guess, like, stay posted, but who knows?
Stay posted.
But on to another, like, kind of awful topic also. I watched I couldn't finish it because it was so boring.
Really?
Or not boring, but it just was like...
I'm surprised you watched it. You mentioned the other day you were going to watch it, and I was like... Oh.
I watched it in pieces. Into the Manosphere with Louis Theroux. Am I saying it right? He's like a British national icon. People love him. If you don't know him,
like him.
He's also from Chicken Shop. Jiggle jiggle.
My money don't
jiggle. My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds. He's that sound.
Yeah.
But he's also like a journalist and documentarian. So anyways, he did this like Into the Manosphere documentary that came out recently, and where he basically is like going... He's, like, interviewing, like, these big, like... If you don't know what the Manosphere is, I don't know where you've been, but, like, basically there's this huge trend in, like... Especially... yeah, red pill, blue pill, especially the UK for sure, and here we're in the US, and like I think it's like also internationally it's slowly growing, but those are where the two main things are, where it's kind of like this idea of like men going back to these kind of like toxic, like reverting back to, you know, oh, like I don't know, how would you describe the manosphere? Actually, now that I think about it.
I guess just like misogynistic views.
Which one of the people he was interviewing, he was like, would I describe myself as a misogynist? No, misogynists hate women. I love women. And I'm just like...
We don't respect women.
Yes, you don't respect women.
So it's promoting masculinity, misogyny, and opposition to feminism.
Yeah. And so the thing is, there was a lot of, when I was reading about this documentary, people were kind of like, what are we, like, who is this for? Like, what is this supposed to be for? Like, it feels a little bit late.
Yeah.
Like, the manosphere has been around. And it's huge, like, online stuff. But Louis Theroux, I think, is, like, kind of a good person to do it because I think he makes people feel comfortable because he's kind of just like a don't jiggle jiggle type of person. You know what I mean? So it's interesting, like, he's interviewing these men and he's asking them questions, and you can tell immediately all of them the same. They have this distrust of the media, despite the fact that they are constantly online, they're constantly in the media, and multiple of them, like there was a few of them who were talking about like, oh, I just had like, yeah, I had dinner with Barron Trump. I've been to Mar-a-Lago like at least 5 times, which is like, okay, concerning. And so there's certain things that I think are interesting where it's like not harmless things, but you're just like whatever, and then it gets like more progressively harmful, or like just the language that they're using, where like they were showing this one guy. This is actually like around when I was like, I need to stop watching this because it's like kind of irritate. Like if you finish the documentary and you're not like, wow, I am irritated, then I don't think we should hang out. But where he was like, this one was asking like, why do you think women are born with privilege? He was like, you've got a vagina and titties, don't you? Born with privilege. Like that kind of thing. But then there's also these weirdly...
How is that born with privilege?
Because they basically are saying that women can get away with anything because they are pretty. Like they can use like their like bodies for power, whereas men can't. But at the same time, they're really only talking about like a certain type of woman.
And not only that, but it's like, yeah, women can use it towards men.
Yes, towards men because they can't get things.
Yeah.
Because historically, like, we've only gotten 100 years into voting. You know what I mean? Like, if you hear the way that they talk about things... I
couldn't even stomach like a second of that documentary. How did you watch it?
In bits and pieces. And again, I got like
That's
2/3 of the way through and I was like, actually,
I'm not
done.
Interested in.
And I think what helps is like Louis Theroux has
I forgot that it is Louis Theroux.
Weird comedic moments. So like there's this one guy, he lives in Miami, and they're standing out on like his balcony or whatever, and they're looking at like all the buildings or whatever. And he's like, well, here's the thing. He was like, how can you not think that, like, men are, you know, essentially better? Like, men do everything. They hold up society in this world. Look around. Tell me one thing around you that women have built. And Louis like, around us, like, right now? And he was like, yeah. Like, Louis kind of looks around. Again, they're just, like, on a balcony. There's a bunch of, like, apartment buildings. And he was like, he was starting to say, like, I don't know. And then the guy goes, exactly. Like, men built these buildings. Men are the engineers. Men are the, like, the construction workers. And then Louis just goes, well, I mean, you can't say that for sure. And the guy goes, no, it's 100% fact. And you just, like, see his face, but just, like, Louis just being like, well, I mean, do we know that for sure? It's just very funny. And then there's, like, this one line, I literally wrote it down because they're, like, showing these 2 kids, I say kids, they're probably, like, 22, are showing him a video, and Louis goes, wait, what did that guy just say? Did he say, nut the fuck up? And in his little British accent, they're like, yeah, nut the fuck up, nut the fuck up. And he's like, okay, interesting. Like, he just, like, it's his little, like, British mannerisms that, like...
It's interesting that it's in a British concept, that it's more, like, in the British... community. Because it feels very American.
It does. And I think maybe, I don't know what that's about. Maybe, I think they've had like a more concentrated buildup of like conservatism. Like ours has been more rapid and more like, I think, happened more quickly. Whereas I think the conservatism in the UK maybe has like been growing slowly over a longer period of time.
And I mean, Andrew Tate is British, but
Yeah.
I was just, it's weird to
Yeah. I don't know.
think about. I don't know.
But also, so there are women in this documentary, but you don't see them very often. You actually don't see any of the, like, wives or girlfriends, the wags, like, more than once. And it's clear because they start, like, asking them questions, and they kind of start giving real answers. And you can, like, see on the men's faces that, like, they are realizing that the women will go off script.
Yeah, they're like, okay, no more interview for you. No more interview time for you.
And all of them are like, they're what do you call it? Like they're all one-sided monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down mahogany. Anyways, and Louis asks him about this. He's like, well, how does your, wife or girlfriend feel? And they'll be like, she loves me. So if she loves me, like, she loves that. And he's like, one guy was like, my girlfriend packs condoms when I go on trips. Like, she knows. And you can see, though, when the girls are on, like, they're talking about, like, oh, do you think, like, you guys will ever get married? And he's like, maybe. I mean, probably not, but not whatever. Like, it's definitely not in the near future. And you can kind of just see the look on this woman's face just kind of be like, oh.
Yeah.
And he's like, this one guy's, like, ordering her to, like, clean his room and, like, all of this stuff. And the one guy, the same guy, the Miami whatever guy who was, like, on the balcony, he has a wife and they have a daughter together, but Louis asks him, he's like, okay, so, like, can you tell me about one-sided monogamy? And he immediately is like, oh, like, you're gonna, like, judge me and think, like, whatever. And he's like, no, I'm, like, just asking you about this thing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that they're always immediately like, oh, you're gonna, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna judge you because it's like, yes, what you're doing is, it sucks. Like, it's not a great thing. And this guy also has, like, this kind of business where he's like, if you invest $500, it's like you'll make $10,000 or something. So Louis does. He's like, okay, I'll invest $500. And at the end, he's like, I lost my $500. But that's also how they get them. It's like misogyny. It's like, you can earn $10,000, like, so quickly. Also, like, basically, like, women should be subservient to you, and here's why. Mm-hmm. Like, there's this one video where he's like, if you are this Miami guy, he's like, if you're a short guy, you're, 5'5", and you make good money and you can buy a car, he's like, you can pull in a Miami 8 or 9, probably, like a woman or whatever. And it's just like, okay, so these are just guys who aren't traditionally, and I will say a lot of them, I was like, oh, awesome, I love just these ugly men treating women like shit.
Yeah.
Not that if you're hot, you should treat women like shit, but it's like, oh,
the nerve.
Yes. And then, like, they'll be commenting on women's bodies and stuff. And I'm like, have you seen your face?
Yeah.
Have you seen what you look like? You look like a leprechaun in Miami. Like, it's just, it's just absurd to me. And again, I couldn't finish. It's just hard to stomach. And it made me really anxious just about, like, the state of the world and, like, the rights that are being taken away and, like, the ways that, like, women are being viewed and stuff, and how I'm like, sometimes I hear this kind of, I guess it's propaganda or whatever, this thought process, and it's like, it's so easy. You immediately are, like, poking holes in their argument, right? Yeah. Like, it's so easy. And you're just like, how does a person get to this where they truly, really believe it? And it's like, you have to be unable to see, like, logic or reason outside of your argument.
Yeah.
So, again, a lot of people were just like, who is this documentary for? Like, it wasn't really unmasking anything that we didn't already know. It wasn't really like...
And it sounds like he wasn't making a ton of arguments to them.
No, not really. He was just... I mean, he did ask, like, some kind of poignant questions that kind of made them answer their own kind of stupid lifestyles.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was really pushing it too far or anything.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's Into the Manosphere.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
Yeah.
Because I would never watch that.
I wish I hadn't. It just... Again, it just made me, like, I was just sitting there, I was like, fuck these men.
Yeah.
Fuck them all. But, anyways. So this is a very small thing that I just thought was a delightful little, like, wow story. Have you heard about Lily Collins' stolen engagement ring?
No.
Okay, so this is interesting.
I feel like anything with Lily Collins, it's like it somehow comes across your desk.
It's the Emily in Paris of it all, probably.
Yeah.
But I do love her eyebrows. I tried to get her eyebrows once, as in, like, grow them, not, like, steal them off her face. Only she can really pull off those eyebrows, I will say. So her engagement ring was stolen in 2023. She had put her like belongings, including her like engagement ring.
Breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. Her wedding band and like electronic devices in a locker at a spa in West Hollywood. And then when she returned, they were gone. She had hired someone for multiple years to look for this ring. But in December, Joe Hackeman, I hope I'm saying it right, he's a Chicago jeweler, posted on his company's website a picture of the ring. He had picked it up at an auction, and he described it as super stunning and cool. And then someone randomly messaged him about it a month later, saying that it looked a lot like her ring, and maybe it is hers. And so later that day, he got in contact with Lily Collins' husband, who confirmed it was her ring.
Wow.
And he had it returned to the couple.
Oh, that's very nice.
It is, isn't it? And, like, it's such a weird thing. Also, I was like, how'd you get in contact with Lily Collins' husband? Did you just message him? Like,
yeah, because, like, why the husband? I mean, you could have messaged her.
I always wonder how celebrity DMs work. Like, they have to be getting a million DMs all the time, but sometimes, like, you hear about celebrities, like, responding to one every now and then or whatever.
I know.
And I'm like, how are you sifting through that?
I don't know.
But anyways, so the jeweler, or sorry, not the jeweler, Lily Collins, said, having this home means so much to us. I'm still speechless. It's back on my finger. And it's just like...
That's how I would feel.
Yeah.
That's very...
She hired someone for years, which I'd be like, give me my money back. Like,
yeah.
This...
They did a
horrible job.
Horrible job.
Yeah.
It's always social media that ends up cracking the case.
But I just wanted to share that story because I was like, wow, life is so funny sometimes, the way it works out. I just was like reading, I was like, wow, she found it. Someone
so
posted
funny.
about it a year, or what is it, 3 years later? I mean, she probably got a new one. And I will say I did think it's ugly, but I think most celebrity engagement rings are kind of ugly.
It's so funny. If there was ever like a topic for Alexa, it's Lily Collins and an engagement ring.
Yeah. It's not like riveting stuff. I was just like, wow.
No, but I just mean like that's something you often talk about celebrities' rings.
Because I hate when people are like, this is so beautiful. And then you see it and you're like, this looks like a Hershey bar. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just... And I understand, again, I'm like, I get that you're super wealthy, but like, sometimes I'm like, have some taste.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they don't have taste anymore.
That is true.
I think the richer people get.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, so congrats to her.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't lose it again.
I hope not either. She better tape that thing to her finger. I don't know.
Yeah. Tape it to her.
No,
yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why
I
said that. Well, speaking of young Hollywood women, I don't know. That was a horrible transition. Especially when you hear what I'm going to talk about, that made no sense.
Okay.
But have you heard about the Hannah Montana nostalgia that's going on right now?
No, but isn't she going back on tour or something?
So she's doing a 20th anniversary special. For a Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special. Yeah, isn't that
I don't need
disturbing?
That number.
I know. But you know, it makes sense now that I think about it, because I think it came on when I was 9.
Came out in 2005.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember seeing the first commercial for it and being like, what is this?
Yeah. It would feel like, what is this?
Yeah. Because also it was like around the time I'm like kind of transitioning out of Disney, and I was like, they're doing what? And then it was like Dog with a Blog after that.
Oh, I think there was a few things in between that.
Yeah.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Hannah Montana to Dog with a Blog.
I think
Yeah.
I was very much still watching Disney at that time.
Yeah.
So this is coming from a Hannah Montana lover, but I just kind of want to talk about this for a second. So yeah, so they're releasing like a 20th anniversary special on Disney Plus on March 24th, and it's basically Miley Cyrus.
Tomorrow.
Whoa.
Well, for you all, yesterday.
Yeah, I literally thought today was like the 18th or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the time you're listening to this, it will have already come out. But anyway.
Yeah.
But basically Miley is just like revisiting her most iconic role.
Okay.
That it's just something I never thought I would see her do, because I feel like for a long time she was trying to
separate herself.
Shed the Hannah Montana
wrecking
skin.
ball.
Yeah.
To Hannah Montana, really.
And it makes sense, because like especially when it's something that really defined your childhood. Cause she was like 13, I think, when she first was on the show, which is crazy to think about. It's
crazy when you see like the audition photos and stuff from it, and you see how young she was.
Yeah, because at the time I didn't feel like she was young. You know, when you're little, you think like everyone who's older, kind of a teenager, is like way older. Like I would have thought she was 16, but like
Yeah.
she was only like I think 12 or 13 when she was on the show. I don't remember. Like it's so funny because I used to know so much about her and Hannah Montana. Like I read her book. Like I knew like everything about it.
Was it like a biography? Like
it was an autobiography.
Autobiography?
Because I remember she talked about, I don't remember what it's called,
The
but
Climb.
I don't remember what it's called, but she, the best of both worlds, but she talked about how she and Emily Osment like did not get along.
Really? I could see that. I feel like you could tell. I did not believe their friendship on the show.
Yeah, they didn't like each other. I don't think it was for like a particular reason. I think they just did not vibe. Like I think Miley is very, how she describes herself as she's kind of, like, I feel like she was almost kind of immature compared to her, whereas Emily was like an actor.
Right.
And I remember something from the book was that she said that they didn't really bond until filming the movie.
Really?
Yeah. They had like a moment where they were like watching Little Chicks or something. Oh. And they like, I don't know. It was something specific about like little farm animals, and they they were like watching them together. And they
held
like,
hands?
I swear, I may be making that part up, but it was like they really bonded in that moment. It wasn't until the movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she was close with Mitchell Musso, but she wasn't close with Emily.
Mitchell Musso. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Was his name Oliver? What was his name?
Yeah.
Or what was
yes.
The creepy thing? Now, okay, so as a kid, I even knew watching as a kid, I was like, so Jackson the brother, Jason Earl played him. Jason Earl's Earl. So Jackson was her older brother on the show, and I always thought as a kid, I was like, he looks weirdly way older. Like he kind of like, I think he's supposed to be a teenager, but like he looks old. It was like always like kind of, and I always felt like it wasn't this, but I always felt like he was somewhat creepy a little bit, and I don't really know why. They just like, I don't know if he was doing an interview, but he said that he was 28 when he auditioned.
Yeah.
And he pretended like he was like 18 or something. I think he told them like a way younger age.
I wish.
And he was like, yeah, I tricked them. And like me and like other people who were talking, like I saw other people saying this on Twitter or something. They were like, he didn't trick us. He looked, like, how did he trick them? He looked way older.
I thought he looked like a teenager when I watched
Really?
it, but I also was a child, so I wasn't like,
oh my gosh, he's like a full, like, I would have guessed like 30s and then wearing a wig. Like, even as a kid, I thought that. I was just like, he looks way older than her. He's just short.
I wish people, if I'm like 30 right now, I wish I could be like, yeah, I'm 20 years old, and people would be like, I believe it. Meanwhile, like, they don't even card me at the grocery store anymore. I have to, like, force them to look at my ID.
Well, you know what I found out? I don't get carded when I'm with my friends, if it's just me and Matthew, because, you know, Matthew he's got the mustache, he never gets carded. I only get carded if I'm with my parents.
Interesting.
That's when I think I look younger somehow.
Huh.
Because they're like, there's this girl with her parents.
Interesting.
I just have noticed that. I only get carded really when I'm with them.
I only get carded if I'm at, like, a college bar or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like, we have to card everyone because everyone is a fake ID. But that's interesting. I remember finding out that, okay, so Miley Cyrus's older brother and Mitchell Musso's older brother were in Metro Station.
They were. And I feel like that's not talked about a lot. No. But I remember when I first found that out, I was like, whoa.
Shake, 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 shake it. Yeah, and I used to think her brother was so hot. I was really into that look when I was in, like, 6th grade.
It's crazy how many siblings she has. Yeah. Because she not only has him, she has another brother, I think. Like a younger brother. Noah.
Yeah.
She has Noah. And then she also has,
What has Noah been up to?
She's Noah Cyrus.
I mean, I feel like she was coming out with music a lot.
Yeah, like, I don't know where she is, like, right this minute,
ago,
but she...
You know?
I feel like she's somewhat established. And then she also has a sister, and I can't remember her name. It's not Tish. That's her mom.
Yeah. I know who you're
because Tish and her sister have a podcast together.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but I wanted to talk about this because I'm curious what your thoughts are. So you're probably really not going to have thoughts because you didn't really watch Hannah Montana. But
I watched it, but I didn't even know, I couldn't tell you anything about the movie. I don't think I watched, like, the movie.
Really? I saw the movie in theaters.
It was one of those things where it was like
Put your hawk in the sky, move side to side, jump to the left, stick it, glide, zigzag, cross the floor, shuffle in diagonal.
Okay. I remember her Bone song. I don't
what?
remember the
Oh, yeah! She's in class, right?
Yeah.
She's doing,
I feel like
in 180. Sorry.
Yeah. I feel like I watched, like, the first season of it, maybe, when they were really young. And I think what really, like, took me out of it was her putting on the wig and people being like, we have no idea it's you.
So, I have thoughts on this. Remind me to come back to this when we're talking about Chappell Roan. But anyway, in the first episode, did you notice that, I don't know if you remember this, but in the first episode, she has a completely different wig than, like, her normal Hannah Montana wig.
No.
It's like, it's got layers. It's kind of weird. I just learned that the person who did that wig was fired because the wig was so bad that they fired her.
Disney? Wow.
At Disney, the first episode, yeah. Because it is a very different wig than, like, the whole rest of the show. Because then it becomes a really iconic blonde wig. It's like, it's one where it's like, oh, if you saw it on her, you'd be like, that's Miley. Whereas, like, the other wig, it's a little bit more unrecognizable.
I'm going to say they're both, like, recognizable to me.
But the first episode, it's, like, very different.
Yeah.
So she's got, like, waves, sort of. Like, little, like, that's what it looked like.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah.
That was a bad wig.
It was really bad. It really looks like her there. Like, you're like, that's Miley.
Yeah.
With a wig on.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's interesting. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on okay, so with her coming back with this Hannah Montana special, and she's doing, like, I think she's doing, like, a Call Her Daddy interview. She's doing, like, behind the scenes footage. They're recreating the set. She's, like, performing the songs again, and like, reunions and stuff. And I'm just, like, I think Hollywood just has this obsession, and probably just people our age in general, just have this obsession with nostalgia.
Yes.
That I just don't really get. Because the thing is, I was a huge Hannah Montana fan. I was at her concert. Like, I was at a Cheetah Girls, like, I went to the Cheetah Girls concert where she, like, opened, like, performed, and, like, as their opener. So, like, like, OG, like, I was there.
Right.
But I loved it then, but I don't need it now. I mean, I don't know.
Here's my theory. I think, like, Hollywood, like, all these, what do you call it? Like, networks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as we're seeing this kind of, like, trend again to, like, there's no original IP. Like, we talk about with the movies all the time. It's all, like, reboots or, like, sequels or whatever. And it's because they know they can bank on people's nostalgia. Right. And I think it's, like, both a like, chicken or the egg thing, where it's like we have the nostalgia and now we're capitalizing on it, and we're capitalizing on this nostalgia, and the nostalgia is growing. And I think it's also partially because we're not getting enough original IP as adults that make us feel seen and heard, like, Hannah Montana or Lizzie McGuire or whatever did, that now, like, we're just like, well, I guess we'll watch the new Hannah Montana, because it's like, what else do we have that, like, feels, I don't know, like a part of us in that way.
Well, it feels a part of me from when I was 9, but I don't. Right. But I have other things I'm interested in now. I have plenty of things to watch.
But do you think, like, you have things you're interested in, like you were when you were 9? You were interested in Hannah Montana, where you were like, I'm invested in this. And I think it's partially because it reminds people of a time when it's like, I didn't have to pay taxes.
But, like, I was talking to Matthew about this, and it's like, it's, to me, is the same as, like, and no shade. Like, I'm not going to sit here and, like, shame, like, Disney adults. I think everybody has their own reason for liking things from the past. They might have, like, kind of emotional reasons for it.
Yeah.
But I just don't get it. I don't think, like, I loved Hannah Montana. I loved Miley Cyrus. I think Miley Cyrus is still amazing now. I don't need a Hannah Montana. Like, I don't need all this. Like, I don't find, like, I won't be watching it. You know what I mean? And people will, and that's fine. I guess I've just never experienced that. Like, because I was a huge Jonas Brothers fan. And when they went on tour, like, the first time I went to their concert, it was super fun. And it was fun to, like, with all the music and stuff. But, like, and, like, knowing all their songs, and it was a fun concert, but I'm like, okay, I don't still need to go. Like, the fact that they're still touring, they're still doing all the same stuff, I'm just like, oh, I don't really need that. I would never be, like, obsessed with them the way that I was when I was in middle school,
Right.
And so it's just interesting, because I think, especially, it's interesting that Miley did try so hard to, like, disconnect from it, and now she's, like, wearing the wig. Like, it just feels weird. I don't know.
That was, like, a big shock to me. And I think we're really hitting so hard on this nostalgia era that it's going to run out of steam so fast. Because I also, like, again, I'm trying to think of things, like, I also felt like you did about Hannah Montana. Like mine was Lizzie McGuire. I keep saying, I'm like, I can never forget when I first heard the Lizzie McGuire movie was coming out. My little body had never felt such blood coursing through my veins.
Really?
Like I haven't felt that way about anything since. If they said tomorrow we're coming out with another Lizzie McGuire movie, I'd be like,
well,
okay.
They did. So, okay, I was obsessed with Lizzie McGuire as a 7-year-old. Like, when I was 7, that was, like, my thing. Like, 6, 7, whatever. When I was 6 or 7.
6, 7?
Okay. And that reboot was supposed to happen. It got canceled.
Yeah. Which I wasn't planning to watch the
reboot. That's what I mean is, like, I was obsessed with Lizzie McGuire as a kid. Yeah. I wouldn't have watched that reboot.
And
because who's that for?
Who is that for? And also, it's like we were talking about before. I'm like, I don't want to watch a reboot that could potentially ruin my, like, memories of the original. Like, with Gilmore Girls or whatever. You know?
Yeah. And I don't care. Like, I've moved on.
It's for the money. That's it's for.
And that's what kind of, like... I so see that, yeah.
Playing on your emotions.
And also, I saw this, they were sending out these, like, PR packages to influencers. Like, this girl on TikTok posted, like, this, it was, like, a big pink suitcase, and it came with all this stuff. It came with her scarf that she wore, like, the wig, the microphone, like, all this stuff that was, like, Hannah Montana. It was for the, 20th anniversary. And people were commenting, and they were like, this could have gone to a fan.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they ever send PR packages to, like, actual fans or actual people? Not that this girl wasn't a fan, but, like, there's probably bigger fans than her.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, because she has, like, the numbers to, like, post it or whatever.
Right.
But still, it's such a...
And also, like, what are people... I'm going to be honest. I would judge a person very harshly if it's like, my friend, we're going out to dinner, you sit down, you take your jacket off, and you're wearing new Hannah Montana merch.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe we need to
How do you feel when I wear my Lizzie McGuire, like I have that Halloween shirt that has a little Lizzie McGuire, like, character, and she's, like, the...
I think that's cute because you explicitly, like, went out, I think you got it from, like... not a random place, but it wasn't like, oh, this is the Disney new merch release, is it? Or
no.
Was it? Okay, as I was saying...
Oh, no, it's not Disney merch, no.
Yeah, it wasn't like a part of... Because here's the thing. I like when it's artistic...
It's like a small business or something.
Yeah, like when it's artistically included into things. If you have Hannah Montana vinylly printed on your shirt...
Yeah.
I think I'm good on that.
I realized I did like her, like, it's things I didn't notice as a kid, but I did like, actually, the font and the style of her name was like purple and yellow.
Oh, yeah.
It is actually very aesthetic. It's cute.
Here's my hot take that I've had since I was 10 years old. Mm-hmm. I think Hannah Montana, the character style in the show...
Oh, it's awful.
Horrendous. And that's also another reason I couldn't buy into it. I was like, this girl would not be a pop star.
And also, I mean, people might fight me on this, but, like, so she's like, it's like a whole thing about the songs, too. I think she's going to be, like, I don't know if she's re-releasing songs, but I think maybe she is. I'm like, I don't need that. I loved her music as a kid, but it's not, like, it's not good. You know what I mean? So The Climb's a beautiful song, but I just don't.
I think we would have been friends as we were younger because I'm curious. I remember, like, being in middle school, the Jonas Brothers craze was happening, and... these girls I was really good friends with were obsessed with them. And they got, like, the Jonas Brothers, like, printed on their cake. And, like, they got, like, the Jonas Brothers, poster that they would kiss all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, are you okay? Like, are you sure?
See, would we have been friends? Because that would have been me. I was, like, kissing posters.
When you were, like, 14 or 15?
Not in high school, no.
Well, I guess... Okay, 13 or 14, this was, like, middle school,
12, I was obsessed with the Jonas Brothers. That was my Jonas Brothers era. I was, like, middle school.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, you might be talking to the wrong girl now.
Well, there is a video of me somewhere out there on YouTube that I really hope is never found again, where they made us reenact, there's, like, this music video where it's, like, the Jonas Brothers, Demi Lovato, Hannah Montana, like, they all did some song together.
Yes. It was like the Save the World or like Save the Earth thing.
And I remember, like, you can see me in that video where I'm like mouthing to
I
it.
need
I'm
to
like,
see it so bad.
It's out there on the internet somewhere. No one ever took it down.
Jonas Brothers.
And I remember being 13 years old and being like, this makes me want to kill myself.
That's crazy.
But I wanted to be friends with these girls.
Okay, so my point is, like, as a kid, I liked all these things. I just don't need it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Sorry, I'm
fully
just a
functioning adult.
But I also was a weirdo. So the things I liked when I was like in middle school was like, I was like, anybody want to dress up as Pride and Prejudice?
See, here's how I think our friendship would have played out. Like, as little kids, we would have been really good friends. Like, we would have liked Liz McGuire and liked all the same things. I think you would have outgrown me, which is really sad. Like, I think once we got to middle school, you'd have been like, I'm not watching Wizards of Waverly Place, you freaking baby.
I hated Wizards of
Waverly Place. Oh my God.
Like but also, like, there's
I started to, that's when I started to transition, was like during that show.
There's like a year age difference between us, which isn't that big, but it is like
it is in like it is in like middle school, I would say.
When Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place came out, it's around that time when you realize you're like, maybe they're not good actors.
Yeah.
You know, where you're just like,
what does she
delivering
say? Sweet niblets.
Yes. They're like, maybe this isn't funny.
Dang flabbit.
And then I went to MTV.
Yeah. Yeah, the transition from like, I would say like 10, 11, 12, those are some big age differences.
Yeah.
I loved her then. I loved this. I loved Hannah Montana. I loved that era, but like, I don't need it now, and it's not making me feel nostalgic. Like, I don't plan on watching this.
Yeah.
This special. And if you're listening to this and you watched it and you feel like I should, and you're like, Molly, you need to turn this on, let me know. But I think I'm good.
I think I'm good because I also, again, it's all capitalism. It's all for the money. Like, love what you love, but like, let's maybe like refocus some energy into like new art, new creative.
And again, I love Miley, but like, her voice has changed so much. Yeah. She's got that really deep, like, smoker's voice now. Yeah. And I'm like, so I'm going to listen to her sing This Is the Life.
Yeah.
This is the life. I can't do her voice.
I have a girlhood question for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you stopped playing with dolls?
It was probably way too old.
I think the same thing about me, too.
Yeah.
I think I had to stop playing with dolls probably towards, like, the end of 6th grade almost.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, I would have friends over and they would kind of be like,
yeah,
you're playing with dolls? And I'd be like, oh, they're like, we're smoking in the bathroom. No,
right. I went to the American Girl Doll Museum probably way too, well,
yeah.
Other than when we went.
As a fully grown adult.
I went as like a kid, probably too old. Like, I like, for me to like be holding a doll. But like, I just love, I played with dolls for a while.
I had my little toilet paper roll dolls, and I didn't let those go for a long time.
But that's like artistic. There's almost something like very... There's something really, like, artsy, like...
And that's why we would have been friends, because I would have been like, do you want to play with my toilet paper roll dolls? And you would have been like, oh.
I would have been really scared, but I would have...
been polite about it.
I would have liked, if you had made clothes for them...
I did.
I would have gotten involved in that.
I made little paper clothes that I like...
Yep, I would have liked that.
My parents probably, like, watched me do all of that, and they were probably just like, she'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, therapy immediately.
Yeah. See, I was probably around the same age as you that I stopped playing with dolls. I would say probably around like...
Yeah. Because people made me feel like shit about it. Granted,
no one made me feel like shit about it, but I recognized that I might have been too old. I was probably like 6th grade or something. Maybe 5th. No, but 5th, I wasn't in 5th grade because I had friends that were like... Unless I might have code switched a little bit. Okay, like, around certain friends, I didn't do that.
You, like, take a puff of a cigarette, you're like, no, I don't play with dolls.
Yeah.
I'm not a little girl.
Yeah, it depended on who I was around, I think.
Tell me about it, stud.
Okay.
And then you go home and you're just like, Barbies!
Yeah. God, I just loved, but like the Barbie or the Bratz like sets and
the Polly Pockets, I was obsessed with.
Gosh.
I had this mat that you rolled out, and it was these special Polly Pockets that had magnets in their feet, and they were kind of like rubbery, so they moved, so you could move them around the mat that was built out like a town. God, I think about that toy set all the time.
I think about, oh my gosh, I love seeing on TikTok when people post, like, especially when it's like they were born in 96, so I know we're going to have the same, like, they'll post, like, nostalgic toys or whatever, and I saw a Polly Pocket, like, water, like, it was specifically, like, I don't know about you, I had this thing, I loved anything with, like, water, like, any kind of toys that had, like, pools or whatever, ugh. Like, I loved that.
Yes. And it's so crazy because Chris, like, this was a few months ago, but he had to buy a Christmas gift for our friends, like, she's like 5 or 6 or whatever. And I was like, well, what'd she ask for? And he was
Your friend's kid.
Yeah, sorry.
Her friend who's 5 or 6.
Not our friend. But I was like, what'd she ask for? And he goes, she wants a doll that, like, drinks milk? Like, he seemed so confused by it, and I was like, yeah, like
a baby doll?
Yeah, a baby doll that drinks milk. And I was like, well, I guess you probably weren't playing with that.
It reminds me of the Bitty Baby. Did you have Bitty Baby?
Oh, yeah.
So do you remember she had the little...
I had to get its head replaced because I swung it into the wall so much.
Why'd you swing it into the wall? That's not good, mother.
I was a psycho.
Well, that's like shaken baby syndrome. Why would you do that?
I was 5. I don't know. I was like, we're all shaking.
Psycho. Do you know she had like the little orange juice bottle or the milk bottles?
Yeah.
I loved looking at that.
Yeah, it's because it like moved.
Yeah.
What was in that?
Oh, I don't want to know.
Mercury,
I probably tried to open it all the time.
It's a straight asbestos.
But again, if they were like, okay, it's the 20th anniversary of American Girl doll, maybe I would get involved with that.
Okay,
but
I would get involved with that.
But
American Girl doll feels like
it feels elite. Yeah,
it feels like a grown
it feels older.
up,
Yeah. Because like I will be my kids will be playing with American Girl dolls.
Well, now they look stupid. They're smaller. They're reimagined. They're redesigned. They don't have Felicity. They have like 90s dolls.
I think they'll. I'm hoping they. I know. I'm like,
hire us. We'll get you back on track.
At least I have Molly still. Thank God. But I need to like start collecting.
Yeah.
Them. Dang.
I know. Well,
should we go in on that? Should we like? You know what this room would be perfect for? An American Girl doll room.
Well, I used to have my sister and I. Between the two of us, we had all of them.
That's crazy to me. Which one of you had Kaya?
My sister did.
I loved Kaya. I always wanted Kaya.
Yeah, she actually had a more diverse set. She had Kaya and Addie. But I think it's because she got the dolls first, and there was only 2 people of color.
You had Josefina, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did have Josefina. That's right. And I took her braid out, and I regretted it immediately.
I did that with Molly. I had to take her to the American Girl... Well, when I went to the American Girl doll store, I had to take her to the little hair salon and get her fixed. I fucked up my Bitty Baby's head so badly. I had to go to the hospital.
The hospital, and they didn't have that like skin tone.
They do have to put a different skin tone.
Yeah, so it came back like a different baby, and I was pissed.
I mean, you're the one who killed her, you freak.
Like banging her against everything.
And you're pissed that they sent you a new one.
They're like, also
that's crazy
services.
To send you a new one.
Yeah, well, they had to. I mean, my parents paid to get it like replaced.
Why didn't they have the right one?
They didn't make that skin tone anymore for that baby.
What was the skin tone?
I guess like an olive-toned baby. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I guess we can just discontinue skin colors.
So it was a paler baby, and I was like, I don't want this fucking stranger.
White baby. You're like, this isn't my baby.
Yeah. Give me my
it's
damaged
like the changeling.
baby.
You're like, who is this? That's so amazing to hear. I would have been really scared of you as a kid. Sometimes I come to that realization while we talk, but
yeah. Well, my sister
I would have had a lot of fun with you, but I think I would have gotten really pissed. Like we would have gotten really pissed at each other.
Oh, probably. I mean, my sister always said she was afraid of me because I used to chase her around and beat her with the Barbies. She's 3 years older than me.
Why do you hit things with dolls?
I have a lot of anger.
But like, why would you throw a Bitty Baby at the wall?
I think it makes a nice sound. Like, I don't know what plastic they use to make a Bitty Baby.
So you're just in your room.
But if you guys have one at home,
you liked the sound.
Strange, but like you hit it against the wall.
God, I'm picturing crazy Judy. Or what was that name?
Chaotic Judy.
Chaotic.
A picture from my childhood.
The photo that I think you look like the little girl from Dave the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Not a monkey.
Wow. Anyways, so that's Hannah Montana.
I want to round this out with something. Okay, and I want to connect this. This is why I was saying earlier, I think Chappell Roan needs to Hannah Montana it. If she doesn't want fame so badly, she's got to really disguise herself. And I know she kind of does, but like...
Well, the problem is she did a really good job at it at first, and then she kind of like let her guard down, and now we've seen what she looks like.
Yes, so now
we know it's her.
She might need to do a new identity. Yes. Well, we already know. Anyway.
Yeah.
So new news since we last spoke.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, this news dropped right after we started recording, but another Chappell Roan fan incident where she beat the shit out of someone. I'm just kidding. For looking at her.
She did it like my Bitty Baby.
This is crazy. Okay, so a few days ago, this Brazilian soccer player.
Yeah.
Football
player. You guys know what sport we're talking about.
Jorginho.
Okay.
I'm maybe pronouncing it wrong. I do apologize. But he is like I said, a Brazilian soccer star. He's posted on his Instagram story this long thing. He wasn't naming the person, but he basically said that his 11-year-old stepdaughter was like super shaken by this incident involving this famous singer at a hotel. So basically they were at the same hotel, like his daughter and his daughter's mother were like sitting at a restaurant at a hotel, and the girl, she's 11 years old, she saw this celebrity and was like, I think that's her. And she was a huge fan. She was there for her concert, I think. And she was a huge fan. And so she went to just go see if it was her. She didn't go up to her. She just walked past her table just to be like, is that her? And then walked back to her table and was super excited because it was her. Yay. All of a sudden, this person's security guard comes marching over to the table and like berates the mom and the child for like bothering her and for like not respecting boundaries, and is like yelling at them and being like super rude and just, you know, makes the 11-year-old girl cry. She's like so upset because she's like, what? And come to find out, it was Chappell Roan. Shocker. Was the singer. And basically, like,
Chappell Roan starts filming her, and she's like, "This is what happens when you break boundaries."
Right, and so, yeah, allegedly her security guard had come up to them and was like, you know, getting on them, and the girl was, and this, you know, the soccer player was basically like, she didn't even go up to her. She just went to go see if it was her. She's this big fan. She's this little girl. She's a little girl.
She's also, I think, Jude Law's daughter.
Oh, so sorry. It turns out she's Jude Law's daughter.
Yeah.
And she's just a Chappell Roan fan. She was this excited little girl, did not even go up to her, just went past her table. Maybe a little creepily, who knows? But she went up past her just to see if it was her, was super excited that, it's Chappell Roan, and went back to, again, I think about those girls that were behind me at the cabaret show, and I look behind me, and there's just this line of girls just like, so excited to see her. Harmless. Again, an 11-year-old girl, and didn't even talk to her. Yeah. And so, it came out those Chappell Roan, and it blew up, and basically... And so the thing is, like, he was saying that the security guard came up kind of in an aggressive manner and was like I said, berating them and, you know, accusing her of harassing her. And it like kind of all blew up. She's like apparently banned from this, Chappell Roan is now banned from this, festival because she was there for Lollapalooza. But I don't know if that was the festival she was banned from, but basically the mayor was like, she's now banned from this Rio de Janeiro festival. I don't know if it was Lollapalooza, but it was like somewhere else. He's like, she is not allowed, which reminded me when you were talking about the football players earlier, or you were talking about the what, were you talking about the football players when you were talking about Taylor Frankie Paul, and you were like, there's like,
oh yeah,
yeah. Well, people were like, okay, well, there's like also let's talk about all the you know soccer football stars who were like also accused of things. Yeah. So I guess we can like ban Chappell Roan from. But anyway, so it blew up though because people are basically like, okay, now this is crazy, and so Chappell Roan finally addressed it. Mm-hmm. And she was like, she posted this video on Instagram. She's literally laying down in bed. Girl, sit up. Like, take it seriously.
Put some effort into it.
Put some effort in. You can tell she's just like, another
least take
thing.
It with your shed behind you, like Ashton Kutcher. Sorry.
And like, it's like, I'm sure she's sick of it. I'm sure she's over it. But she was like, that was not my security guard. That was a hotel security guard. I never asked him to do that. That's crazy. I would never ask someone to go up to a little girl. Like, she just kept being like, that's crazy. I would never do that. And she was kind of agreeing, like, like, that is like insane. And then the mom of the daughter, Catherine Harding, posted a video basically like saying, no, this is what it was a little long, but she was basically recapping, you know, what happened, and she was saying that it was Chappell Roan's security guard, and I kind of have to believe her. I think that's bullshit.
Why would a hotel security guard go up? Like,
exactly. And also, and she said, and this was why she said, like, that the guy even said, like, I will go to hotel security, like, I'll call hotel security. Okay. It's like, okay, if it's a hotel security guard, why would he say that?
He just says, hello, it's me.
It's crazy.
I think
And
I think
don't know if
Chappell Roan's, like, attitude is really gonna be shooting her in the foot moving forward.
Because even if, like, this was true, even if she's not lying, and it's possible, because I don't not believe her. Like, maybe she did not tell the guy to go up, but
But you've set a precedent.
You've set a precedent. The fact that this is your reputation now, it's like...
Yeah, the fact that people believe it is maybe something... Because she was like, I think in her video, she was like, I don't hate my fans. And I'm like, I think you do. I think you hate, like, having fans.
Yeah. I
don't
get...
know.
And again, it's like, it's an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like, even if... I mean, that's crazy. And yes, if she had come up to her...
It's Jude Law's daughter. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure she knew that. I don't know. She probably doesn't even know who Jude Law is. She's, like, so Gen Z.
Yeah, that's true.
So am I, but I knew who Jude Law is. Okay. But anyway, I think it's so crazy. Like, she, again, even if she's telling the truth, which is possible, I don't necessarily believe that she told her security guard to go up to this 11-year-old girl and berate her, but I also don't not believe it.
Again, I think, that's her security guard, so she has to set some sort of precedent where she's, like, telling them, like, this is the kind of thing, the behavior I don't want around me, so if you see it, nip it in the bud. Which, I don't know, maybe he misinterpreted something, but it's like, if you're paying good money for a security guard, like, I imagine they're understanding kind of what you want, you know?
And I mean, you should be allowed to eat your breakfast in peace. I'm not saying that, but the girl didn't even walk up. They're all saying, like, she didn't even go up to her.
And also, like, eat your breakfast in peace, like, it's not like it's that disturbing.
No.
I was going to say something else. Like, it's... I just... And also, what was she doing while the security guard... Like, she had to be like, wonder where my security guard went.
Right. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah.
I'm
curious. Like, I always think of from a PR perspective, I'm like, what would you do to rehabilitate this image?
Well, at least reach out to the family, like, be like, I'm so sorry this happened. I'm sorry that you were, like, berated at breakfast, that as an 11-year-old girl, you're crying. It's ruined your image of me. Like, I want to fix this. Like, here's a front row ticket. Like, whatever. But instead, I don't know if she reached out to them, but it's like, she posted on Instagram, I don't know, like, her head on her pillow. Yeah. I don't know what that, like, as if she's FaceTiming her friend. I'm like, sit up. Like, you're
like, projecting to the world.
Yeah.
I think, like, it's going to take a while to rehabilitate her reputation in this way. But the thing is, it's like, you can enjoy her music, but I think people aren't going to have maybe, like, a growing love of her. You know, like,
She's not lovable.
Yes. And it's very purposeful. And I think it's almost like you can... The thing is, like, it's not even enough, I think, to be like, I'm so sorry, here's tickets to front row concert or whatever. Because that's an after the fact. That's like an, I got caught type of thing. I'm like, you have to start really, like, changing your behavior day to day and how you interact with, like, the media, the press, and just people in general. And she's clearly not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, because I think if she came out with a huge smile on her face and was all, that would also be jarring. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just think it's the attitude. It's the
rudeness.
It's the fact that this story came out and everyone was like, yep, that checks out, just another thing on her. And even if it was, like, slightly untrue or there was miscommunication and, you know, a misunderstanding, it's like, you've already have this reputation.
Right.
And it's crazy.
It's just...
that no other celebrity really has like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she's very, like, she's just vocal about... And here's the thing. I think it's a very Gen Z thing to just be like, well, I don't owe anyone my politeness or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is not true. Like,
you're in the wrong profession for that then.
It's also like, I hate when people, it's like, I don't owe anyone to be polite. And it's like, you kind of do, because it's like, unless they, you know, like, it's like or innocent until proven guilty. Like, unless they deserve your rudeness, I think you need to be, like, kind to people.
Yeah, it's really not that hard.
It's really not. Like, to just, like, even her at the Grammys, I was like, this idiot.
That attitude.
The attitude. It's insane.
It's like, what are you doing here? Do you want to be I mean, you're new still. I know I literally just said this in the last episode. I feel like we're repeating ourselves because the same story came out. But yeah. I just think, I don't understand the attitude.
Hannah Montana would never.
No, but I think she needs to, like, she's got to change her appearance. She's got to do something different.
Yeah, if she doesn't want people to know who she is, like, I don't know.
She's so pretty. I think she has, and I'm commenting on her appearance, but it's just true. She has like a very snooty face. She just looks mean to me.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying she seems like it, but
yeah.
I don't really know her, obviously, but I don't know where I was going with that. I actually think she's gorgeous. I just think she slightly has, like, whenever I look at her face, I'm like, I'm scared of you.
Yeah. It's probably because of the things she says.
Whatever her name is.
Oh, yeah. I was like, who?
It always throws me off that that's her name.
I forgot. But, I mean, whatever. Chappell, get it together. Go to the Pink Pony Club. Come back.
I'm so sad for that girl, though. Can you imagine being so excited to see, like, imagine you're like, that's Hillary Duff.
Yeah.
And you go up and you're just kind of like, is that her? Let me go back to my mom and get so excited. And then there's a big security guard.
And you know what? Here's what I've heard about Hillary Duff, actually, is that she is one of the kindest people to meet. I was listening to this podcast, and they were talking about how they were staying at the same hotel as her, and, you know, they're kind of just random people. They're not, like, famous people. They were like, oh, my God, Hillary Duff, like, I'm a huge fan. And she talked to them for a while, and then it was, like, someone that Hillary knew came in, and she was like, oh, I have to go, like, say hi to them, and, like, kind of rushed off or whatever. And then Hillary came back to them and said, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to, like, leave you guys like that. But, like, it's so nice to meet you. Like, whatever.
That's so nice.
And it's, like, it's not that hard to just be nice to people who, like, respect your work and it means stuff to them.
Yeah.
Or people in general.
And yes, okay. I mean, she's known for calling out people who are maybe behaving harassing her. And yeah, that's fine. I'm not, like, a part of me is like, okay, good for her for setting boundaries that it might be kind of changing the way like the red carpet thing was like a little like, but it was also like, okay, sure. It's also, but photographers yell on the carpet. That's how it is. But whatever. Yeah. Apparently this guy was rude to her. Okay, sure. But it's like I feel like it's just a consistent thing with her that I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Not about it. But I mean, I guess we'll probably have more news on her next week and the week after. Her yelling at some babies, probably.
I'm inclined to believe
children.
Jude Law's daughter.
Yeah. I mean, you've gotta.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that's all we have for you guys this week. I hope you've enjoyed your time here. We've taken you on quite a winding journey, I feel like.
I feel like we had a really good mix of topics this week.
Peaky Blinders to Hannah Montana.
Yeah, what? Did we ever think we'd talk about those two worlds would collide?
Exactly.
That's both masking their true identities.
Ooh, okay. That's why you got to tune in next week, in the words of Andy Cohen, to watch what happens next.
Aww.
To listen to what happens next.
Well, we'll be talking about Project Hail Mary, most likely.
Yeah, we will definitely be talking about that for sure. But as always, please share with your secret twin. Share with your nostalgia friend, your Polly Pockets, your toilet paper roll dolls. But also, please do share with real life people.
Yeah.
But we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.